Hello friends, in this particular video we are going to discuss the mains paper for Assam Judicial Service 2021. As you can see in the question paper, the first two questions were related to the descriptive part. In the first question they have asked you to write an essay on a particular topic, and in the subsequent question they have asked you to write a précis. So these are related to descriptive part of English. We'll be creating a video subsequently for the same. So in this particular video we are going to focus on the objective type of questions. So we'll have a discussion starting from question number 3. Let's proceed. So as you can see there friends, in question number 3, they have asked you to give one word substitution. Substitute the following phrases with one word. So first question is animal which live on both land and water. Answer to that particular question would be amphibian. Amphibian. Generally animals which live both on land and water, we call them amphibian. For example, a frog. The second question, one who deceives by pretending to be someone else is known as an imposter. So a hypocrite, generally he is addressed as an imposter, I-M-P-O-S-T-E-R. That is the word. Okay. To proceed to the third question, the life story of a person written by self. Now, if a person writes a story about himself, we know the same as autobiography. If it is written for someone else, that is known as biography. And when it is written for himself or herself, we know the same as autobiography. So answer to that particular question is autobiography. Question number 4, a structure erected in remembrance of a person or event. Now, generally, if it is erected in remembrance of a person or event as well, we know the same as a monument. In case of only a person, we can call it a statue, but as the question talks about an event as well, a structure erected in remembrance of a person or event is known as a monument. Question number 5, one who is present everywhere. That is comparatively an easy question. The answer to this question is omnipresent. One who is present everywhere is known as omnipresent. Now to proceed to the next question, a post for which no salary is paid. Now, generally, when a person works and if he is not entitled to any kind of salary for the same, that is known to be an honorary work. So, answer to that particular question would be honorary. Now, let's proceed to question number 7, a written declaration of a political party. Now, generally, all of us, we know that a political party gives a written declaration at the time of election. And that type of declaration given by a political party is known as a manifesto. So, the answer to that particular question would be manifesto. Again, to proceed to question number 8, one who is appointed by parties to settle disputes. Okay, so this is a question that is obviously related to the field of law. One who is appointed by parties to settle disputes is known as an arbitrator. Arbitrator. So answer to the question number 8 would be arbitrator. Now to proceed to question number 9, a state which is impartial to all religion is known as a secular state. So the answer to that particular question would be secular, because they don't advocate or promote any particular religion. Their constitution is secular. So secular is the answer to question number 9. So in this segment, this is the last question, question number 10. Govern the people, by the people, for the people. As you know, this is the best ever definition given by Mr. Abraham Lincoln, former President of the United States of America, and this is the definition of a democracy. So one word substitution to this particular sentence would be democracy. So there you are, my friends. You can proceed to the next section. In question number 4, they are asking you to fill the blank space of that particular sentence with an appropriate word. So the question number 1 is the little girls delighted everyone. So what should be the word that we are supposed to utilize in that particular blank space? So as far as question number 1 is concerned, the answer to that question is antics, A-N-T-I-C-S, because the meaning of that particular word is foolish or outrageous behavior, but to a great extent that behavior is amusing. Suppose if a girl, if she gets involved in some sort of amusing behavior, but that is foolish as well, we can call it antics. The second word cannot be the answer because antique means ancient, an antique piece of architecture, antique piece of artwork, we can call it. So antique is not the answer to that question. The first word should be the answer. To proceed to question number 2, even democratic government appoint dash in the times of war. So here the answer should be censors, C-E-N-S-O-R-S. Censors means restrictions. So even if you have a democratic government at the time of war, they can give censors to people. As far as the second word is concerned, C-E-N-S-E-R-S, the meaning of that particular word is a container that is used to burn incense sticks while worshipping God. As all of us, we do worship God, we use incense sticks to offer to God. So the word censers refers to that particular container which is used to burn incense sticks while worshipping. So let's proceed to the next question. Question number 3, we have 2 factories in our state. Now they have given us 2 words. One is ordinance. As my dear friends, you know, ordinance means an executive order passed by government. Suppose in our country, if the parliament is not in session, the government can pass an executive order which stays in effect for 6 months subsequent to the same, the parliament, as and when the parliament is in session, they need to, that should be converted to a normal law. So that cannot be the answer to this question. The answer is ordinance, because the word ordinance means or refers to factories where you generally manufacture defense related equipments which are used for defense purpose. So ordnance factory. We have two ordnance factories in our state. The second word should be the answer to this question. Question number 4. He says that dash such people, condemns, contemns. So answer to this question as well is the first word, condemns. Okay, because condemn means to criticize a person, wherein contempt means to defy a code of law. Suppose if a verdict is passed by a particular court, if I don't obey by the same, if I defy that verdict of the honorable court, then I can be charged for contempt. So contempt is not the answer to this question. It should be condemns, means to criticize. Let's proceed to the next question. I was shocked to see dash of damage caused by storm. So here answer is the second word, extent, means extent. It cannot be extent because extant means still surviving. Okay, answer to this question is extent, means I was shocked to see the extent of damage caused by the storm. To what extent the damage was caused by the storm. Okay, so answer is the second word. To proceed to question number 6 now. If I dash a bird, I would fly. So here it's a conditional statement. As all of us we know, in case of a conditional statement, that were verb should be used. So answer to this question is, if I were a bird, I would fly. Next question. He dashed me to see a doctor. Here, advise would be the right word or the appropriate word, because advise it cannot be. It's in past tense. He advised me to see a doctor, because if we take the sentence to present tense, that should be he advises. As they haven't given us that option, they haven't written advises, that is third person singular number. So if we try to give that particular sentence in present tense, it should be advises. But we don't have that option here, so we'll have to select advise. The sentence would be in past tense. He advised me to see a doctor. Next question. 3. I'm so sorry. There. That's two walled words. Okay. So here, answer to this particular question would be there have been, because we already have two walled words, but there is a probability. There is a most probably we might have a word in future as well. So to give that sense, the answer to this particular question should be there have been two walled words. The similar, the second next question is also similar. Okay, there it should be there has been no untoward incident so far. Okay, it cannot be is, there has been, because till now there hasn't been any untoward incident so far. Okay, to proceed to question number 10 now. The patient is dash better today. Now patient is, it cannot be rather, it should be fairly. Answer to this question is fairly, because fairly is the word which is used generally in case of a positive adjective or adverb. So we have the word better here. Appropriate word would be fairly. The patient is fairly better today. Let's proceed to the next segment. So in question number 5, they're asking you to rewrite this sentence with the correct use of article. So as far as question number 1 is concerned, we can see a direct wrong use of article. There is an university in this town. It cannot be an university. It should be a university. Because when you pronounce university, that sounds as U, which is a semi-vowel. So it should be there is a university in this town. Let's proceed to the next question. Question number 2. He is the general secretary of an union. Same problem. When you pronounce union, that sounds like Y-O-U, I mean to say. And that makes it a semi-vowel. As it is a semi-vowel, the article cannot be and it should be a union. He is the general secretary of our union. Next question. Gold mine in South Africa is of superior quality. Now, as we are specifically referring to the gold mine in South Africa, that definite article should be used there. We need a specific article to use the same. So there is a necessity of using a definite article. It should be the gold mine in South Africa is of superior quality. As all of us we know, the gold that is mined in South Africa is of superior quality. So let's proceed to the next question. He was working as postman when we met. Now, there's a visible mistake in the sentence. We need an article there. We need an article there to introduce the noun. He was working as a postman when we met. That should be the answer. Question number 5. She was selected as best student. Now, here as well, as we are referring to the best, we have a necessity of utilizing a definite article there. So, the should be used there. She was selected as the best student. So, that's all about the questions related to article. As far as question number 6 is concerned, they have asked you to convert these passive voices to active voices to the passive one. Okay, they have given the sentences in form of active voice. We are supposed to convert it to passive one. Now, when we convert a passive voice or an active voice, generally when we convert an active voice to a passive, the object of that particular sentence takes the place of the subject, and we are supposed to continue with the same form of tense. So let us try it in that way. The first question, the teacher gave him a gift. So obviously the object is going to take the place of the subject. We should start the sentence with a gift, and the same form of tense should be continued. So the sentence should be, a gift was given to him by the teacher. I'd like to repeat, a gift was given to him by the teacher. Next question. Kumar teased David. So here as well, David should be the subject of the sentence. David was teased by Kumar. Okay. Question number 3. He was writing a letter. Now this sentence is in past continuous tense. A letter would be the subject of the sentence. A letter was being written by him. As I've told you, we are supposed to continue the same form of tense. So a letter was being written by him. Next sentence. She had written a letter. As usual, we are supposed to continue the same form of tense. Object would be a letter and sentence should be a letter had been written by her. A letter had been written by her. As far as question number 5 is concerned, she has written 6 books. Now here, they have given she has because she is third person singular. Now when we try to convert this sentence to passive, 6 books would be the subject, which is a plural one. So we are supposed to use have there. 6 books have been written by her. So that particular sentence should be 6 books have been written by her. So it's all about the question related to passive voice. Let's proceed to the next question. Uh, Here we can see, their friends, that frame sentences using the following words. So they have given you certain words. They have asked you to frame sentences. First word is collusion. Now collusion means to be a part of an illegal activity or to be a part of an illegal conspiracy. Okay, to cooperate in some sort of conspiracy or in illegal work. That is the meaning of the word. So very easily we can create a sentence. Suppose I can give you an example. You too can try framing your own sentences. Okay. So for instance, if I say the antisocial elements are working with collusion. The antisocial elements are, I'd like to repeat the sentence. The antisocial elements are working in collusion with the local police. So for your convenience, again, I would like to repeat the sentence. The antisocial elements are working in collusion with the local police. So that is how you too can try creating your own sentence. Next word is affectation. Now, affectation means when you make a pretentious speech which is specifically designed to impress someone. So a pretentious speech specifically designed to impress a person. Or in simple terms, a pretentious speech designed to impress someone. Affectation. So we can very easily create a sentence. The observation or the statement. Suppose a politician or a particular person has made a statement. That is how we can create a sentence. Suppose the affectation is quite evident in his long speech. Suppose a person made a speech, we can realize that affectation. The affectation is quite evident in his long speech. Means his pretentious speech designed to impress someone is quite evident in his speech. That is the meaning of affectation. Now, question number 3. It's a very common word, infrequently. Means not used very frequently, not used very often. That is the meaning of the word. So how to create a sentence? Suppose the manager asked the employees to keep all the infrequently used items in the storeroom. For a convenience, again, I would like to repeat the sentence. The manager asked his employees to keep all the infrequently used items in the storeroom. So in this section, the last word is apposite. Apposite is something that is appropriate or apt in relation to a particular work or event or in some circumstances. So in simple terms, you can understand the meaning as appropriate. Now when you say opposite, it's appropriate. So the statement made by the politician is quite opposite to the current environment in our country. Okay, so the statement made by the politician is quite opposite to the current environment in our country. That is how you too can try creating your own sentences. Now the next word, again, we have got one more word in this particular section, is xenophobia. Now xenophobia generally means a dislike towards people from other countries, dislike towards foreigners, dislike towards non-native people, or specifically a dislike towards people from other countries. Okay, how to use this word? Suppose, for example, you can try creating your own sentences as well. I would like to give you an example. The constant resurgence of xenophobia in our country is a disturbing trend. The constant resurgence. Resurgence means rising. The constant resurgence of xenophobia in our country is a disturbing trend. Okay, so that is how you can try creating your own sentence. You can say the constant resurgence of xenophobia in our country is disturbing, or the constant resurgence of xenophobia is a very disturbing trend in our country. That is how you should try creating your own sentence. Now we'll proceed to the next segment. Here, they've asked you to change this affirmative, means positive sentences, into negative sentences. Okay, so one thing we need to keep in our mind when we try changing this affirmative, means positive sentences, to negative, we need to keep the meaning of that particular sentence intact. Okay, means we are not supposed to change the meaning of that particular sentence. The meaning should be intact, or it should be kept as it is without changing, without bringing any particular change to that particular sentence. So let us start with the first question. He is cleverer than me. Now this is a question which is an affirmative form. The sentence is in affirmative form. Means a positive. Affirmative means positive. Okay. He is cleverer than me. Now, if we try writing the same in negative form, or if we try converting the same to negative, it should be I'm not as clever as him. I'm not as clever as him. Now, here the meaning remains intact, and we have converted this sentence from affirmative to negative. Next one is man is mortal. It's very easy. You can write no man is immortal, or you can write man is not immortal. Both will be correct. Okay. Next sentence, they will drink tea. Now, they will drink tea means they are not going to drink anything else. So, how are we supposed to create that sentence? There are a lot of ways. You can say they will not drink anything else other than tea. They will not drink anything else other than tea. Or you can say they will not drink anything else but tea. In both the ways, sentence will be correct. Question number 4, close the door. So, the same strategy we are supposed to apply. You can say, don't keep the door open. That becomes a negative sentence with the same meaning. Or you can write it in this way as well. Don't let the door remain open. Don't keep the door open, or don't let the door remain open. Okay. Now, as far as question number 5 is concerned, a scholar is sometimes wrong. So very easy. If a person is sometimes wrong means he is not always right. So that is what we are supposed to, without changing the meaning, we'll have to convert it to a negative sentence. A scholar is not always right. So there you are. Okay. Now let's proceed to the next segment. Give the collective nouns for the following. So as far as question number 1 is concerned, they are looking for collective nouns in all these 5 questions. So crows, generally it is known as a marder of crows. A marder, M-U-R-D-E-R. Okay, a marder of crows. Next one, a dash of ponies. Here we can use 2 words. Suppose when you try for a descriptive answer, there is no harm if you write both the options. Okay, you can call it a string of ponies, string, S-T-R-I-N-G, a string of ponies, or you can call it a herd of ponies as well. A string of ponies or a herd of ponies. Next question, a dash of peas. Generally we can use the word pods here. A pods of peas. A pods of peas. P-O-D-S, pods of peas. That is how it should be used. Okay. Next, question number 4. A dash of dogs. Generally, a pack of dog is utilized to refer to the collective form of this particular noun. We use a pack, P-A-C-K, a pack of dogs. Okay. And as far as the last question is concerned, it can be a group of men. It can be a crowd of men as well. Both are correct. Okay. So this is all about the specific use of collective nouns. We'll proceed to the next segment. As far as question number 10 is concerned, fill in the blanks with the correct preposition. So here they want you to use the correct preposition. So we need to read the sentence properly, and after that we are supposed to use the appropriate preposition. Okay. Here the first sentence is, as all of you can see, he was sitting dash me. It should be beside me. As you are sitting near me, beside should be the word that we are supposed to, or the preposition that we are supposed to use here. Next sentence, the sun is dash our head at noon. So at noon, generally all of us, we know that the sun is over or above our head. So both will be applicable. The sun is over, or you can use above as well. With both these answers, this sentence will be correct. The sun is over our head, or the sun is above our head. Next question. The magistrate insisted dash the production of documents. Okay. So as far as insisted, we should use the, as far as insisted is concerned, we should use the preposition on. The magistrate insisted on the production of documents. So that is the answer. Question number 4. The bell rang. Obviously, as they are referring to midnight, it should be at midnight. The bell rang at midnight. Okay. Question number 5. He threw a stone dash the well. As they are referring to a well, the appropriate preposition would be into there. He threw a stone into the well. Okay. So that's all about the questions related to preposition. Now let's proceed to the next segment. Rewrite the following using the correct tense. So there must have been, or there is, some sort of inappropriate use of tense. We are supposed to rectify the same and write it once more. Okay. So first question, it has been raining the whole of yesterday, as they are referring to yesterday. Okay. And that is something which continued almost throughout the day. Okay. So it should be given in past perfect continuous, not in present perfect continuous as the way it has been given. So it should be, it had been raining the whole of yesterday. That would be the correct tense. Okay. Next question. She is having 2 children. Now this is a wrong expression. Generally, we are not supposed to use this kind of expression like she is having, she is knowing. Technically, even if it seems that there is no grammatical error, but there is, it is a wrong expression. It cannot be she is having 2 children. It should be she has 2 children. Okay. As far as question number 3 is concerned, she is having a degree in history. Same problem, wrong expression, wrong use of tense, inappropriate. So we'll have to change it, and it should be she has a degree in history. She, I'd like to repeat for a convenience, she has a degree in history. Question number 4. I have been writing this letter since morning. Now, as far as the use of tense in this particular sentence is concerned, it's quite appropriate. So we are not supposed to, even if they have asked us to rewrite the sentence, we'll have to rewrite the same in the given format, because we are not supposed to bring any change there. There is no conspicuous mistake in this sentence. I mean to say, there is no visible mistake in this sentence. I've been writing this letter since morning because that refers to an activity, something that started in the past and has continued up until now. A person started writing the letter in the morning and is still writing. So appropriate form of tense has already been used. The sentence should be as it is. I have been writing this letter since morning. Next question, last question in this segment. It is time you go home. As far as this expression is concerned, this too is correct. Okay. If you want to give some alternative suggestions, you can give, but that won't be a rectification. That is not going to be a correction. It would be an alternative. You can say it's time you should go home. You can say it's time you must go home, or it's time for you to go home will also be correct. Okay, it's time for you to go home will also be correct. But there is nothing wrong in the current format as well. So this sentence as well, you can let it remain intact. Okay. So we are almost on the verge of completing the question paper. We have proceeded to the last segment of this particular question paper of AJS Mains 2021. In the last segment, means in question number 12, they have asked you to rewrite or complete the following, not rewrite, they have asked you to complete the following idioms, means phrases and idioms. Okay. So what is the first question? Cut somebody some slack, it should be SLACK. Cut somebody some slack. Okay. Meaning means showing some sort of leeway or leniency in someone's behavior. Okay. So to complete this phrase, we'll have to use the word cut somebody some slack, SLACK. There you are. As far as the second question is concerned, that should be get something out of your system. It can be get something out of one system as well, as they have given your. So you'll have to write it as the way it is given, get something out of your system. As far as, and the meaning of this particular phrase is, means you need to get rid of your preoccupation or anxiety. Okay, my dear friends, you too can try. I have already explained the meaning to you. You can try creating your own sentences. Okay. Question number 3, time flies when you are having fun. Means it's a very simple phrase. All of us, we know that when we are having fun or when we generally have fun, time passes very quickly. That's the meaning of the sentence. To complete the phrase, you'll have to use the word fun. Time flies when you are having fun. Question number 4, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. CURE. Okay. So it should be cure. Meaning is very simple. Means prevention is always better than cure. Rather than getting into a problem or rather than suffering from a particular disease or anything like that, we should better look for prevention. That's the meaning of this particular phrase. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So to complete the phrase, you'll have to use the word cure. So last but not the least, we have come to the last question of this particular question paper, and that is, the phrase is, a bird in the hand is worth two in bush. Okay. So the correct word to complete this phrase would be bush, BUSH. The meaning of this phrase is pretty simple. Means whatever you have in your hand is always better than what you are supposed to get. That's the meaning of this, but a beautiful phrase, and that is the meaning of this phrase. A bird in the hand is worth two in bush. So there you are, my friends. You have already completed the discussion of this particular objective segment of AJS Mains 2021. Okay, if you have any further queries, you can always get in touch with our institution, SUKALP Foundation. You can call us up. You can get in touch with us through WhatsApp as well. Our numbers are visible on the screen. Okay. For any further queries, please feel free to get in touch with us. It is always nice spending time with you. Thanks a lot.